Hey everyone, welcome back to Your Everyday Life, the podcast where learning English feels like chatting with friends.
Hi there. We're so happy you're here with us today. I'm Lara, and this is my wonderful co-host, John.
Hello, hello. And before we jump into today's conversation, we have a small favor to ask. If you're enjoying our podcast and finding it helpful for learning English, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps us reach more English learners like you.
Yes, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, a big, beautiful like. It takes just 1 second, but it means the world to us. And if you know someone who's learning English, share this episode with them. Learning is always better with friends.
Absolutely. You know, Laura, I always tell people that our channel is different from traditional English learning platforms. We're not here to give you boring grammar lessons or make you memorize vocabulary lists.
That's right. We believe the best way to learn English is through real conversations, the kind of everyday talks that real people have. When you listen to us, you're learning how English speakers actually communicate in daily life.
Exactly. It's authentic, it's practical, and most importantly, it's fun. We talk about things that matter to everyone. Our morning routines, our favorite foods, our weekend plans, our funny stories.
Speaking of everyday life, John, I have to tell you about my morning today. It was absolutely chaotic.
Oh no, what happened? Let me guess, you overslept again?
Okay, yes, I did oversleep a little bit, but that's not the crazy part. So my alarm went off at 7 o'clock, right? But I was so tired that I hit the snooze button maybe 5 times.
5 times, Laura. That's like 45 extra minutes of sleep.
I know. Don't judge me. Anyway, when I finally woke up, I realized I only had 30 minutes before my dentist appointment. 30 minutes! I jumped out of bed so fast I almost fell over.
I can picture that. So what did you do?
Well, I ran to the bathroom, brushed my teeth in record time, which is ironic because I was going to the dentist anyway, and then I had to choose between taking a shower or getting dressed. I chose getting dressed because I couldn't show up late and smell bad.
Good choice. Did you make it on time?
Barely. I grabbed a banana for breakfast, put on whatever clothes I could find, and rushed out the door. But here's the funny part. When I got to the parking lot, I couldn't find my car keys. I searched everywhere, my pockets, my bag, everywhere.
Don't tell me they were inside the apartment.
Worse, they were in my hand the whole time. I was holding them while searching for them.
Oh, Laura, that's hilarious. That's the exact kind of thing I do. Last week, I spent 10 minutes looking for my phone while I was talking on it.
No way. How did you realize?
My friend on the other end of the call said, "Hey, John, are you looking for your phone?" And I said, "Yes. How did you know?" And he just laughed and said, "Because you're talking to me on it." I felt so silly.
That's amazing. See, everyone, this is what we mean by everyday life. These are the real, funny, sometimes embarrassing moments that happen to all of us.
Absolutely. And you know what? These stories help you learn English because they use common vocabulary and expressions that you'll actually need, like overslept, rushed out the door, in record time. These are phrases native speakers use all the time.
That's a great point. When you learn English through real conversations, you're not just learning words, you're learning how to use them naturally. So, John, did you have a typical morning today, or was yours chaotic like mine?
Mine was pretty normal, actually. I'm a morning person, so I usually wake up around 6:30 without an alarm. I know, some people hate morning people.
I'm definitely one of those people. How do you just wake up naturally? Do you have some special power?
Chuckles. I wish. I think I've just trained my body over the years. Plus, I go to bed pretty early, usually around 10 o'clock. I need my 8 hours of sleep or I'm useless the next day.
8 hours? I'm lucky if I get 6. What do you do when you wake up?
Well, the first thing I do is make my bed. I read somewhere that making your bed every morning gives you a sense of accomplishment and starts your day positively. So I've been doing it for about 2 years now.
That's interesting. I've heard that too, but I'm terrible at making my bed. My bed looks like a hurricane hit it.
Laughing. Well, everyone has different habits. After I make my bed, I go to the kitchen and make coffee. Coffee is essential for me. I can't function without it.
Oh, I'm the same way. I'm a coffee addict. What kind of coffee do you drink?
I usually make a simple black coffee with my coffee maker. Nothing fancy, but on weekends, I sometimes walk to the coffee shop near my apartment and get a cappuccino. It's my little weekend treat.
That sounds lovely. I like flavored coffee. Vanilla, caramel, hazelnut. I know some coffee purists think that's wrong, but I don't care. It makes me happy.
Hey, no judgment here. If it makes you happy, that's what matters. Do you eat breakfast or are you a coffee-only person in the morning?
It depends on the day. If I have time, I love making eggs and toast. Sometimes I add avocado if I have a ripe one. What about you?
I'm pretty boring with breakfast, honestly. I usually have oatmeal with some fruit. Bananas, blueberries, whatever I have. It's healthy, it's filling, and it's quick to prepare.
That's smart. I should probably eat healthier breakfasts. Most days, I just grab whatever's quick. A granola bar, a piece of fruit, sometimes just coffee and hope for the best.
Chuckles. Coffee is not a meal, Lara.
I know, but when you're running late, sometimes it's all you have time for. Speaking of food, what did you have for lunch today?
I brought lunch from home today. I made a sandwich last night, turkey, lettuce, tomato, and cheese on whole wheat bread. I also packed some carrots and hummus as a snack.
Look at you being all prepared. I admire people who pack their lunches. I always have good intentions to do it, but then I end up ordering food at work or grabbing something from a restaurant nearby.
To be honest, I do that sometimes too. It's so tempting when there are good restaurants around. But packing lunch saves so much money. When I calculated how much I spent on buying lunch every day, I was shocked.
Really? How much was it?
Well, if you spend around $10 to $15 on lunch every workday, that's $50 to $75 a week. That's like $300 a month just on lunch.
Wow, when you put it that way, it sounds like a lot. Maybe I should start packing my lunch too. What do you usually make?
I keep it simple. Sandwiches, salads, sometimes leftovers from dinner. The key is to prepare things the night before so you're not rushing in the morning. Last night's dinner becomes today's lunch. It's efficient.
That's actually brilliant. I always cook too much for dinner anyway. I should just pack the extra for lunch. See, this is why I love our conversations. I always learn something useful.
Happy to help. Speaking of dinner, what do you usually cook? Are you a good cook?
Oh boy, that's a dangerous question. I would say I'm an okay cook. I'm not going to win any cooking competitions, but I can make decent meals. My specialty is pasta. I make really good spaghetti with homemade tomato sauce.
Homemade sauce? That's impressive. I usually just use sauce from a jar because I'm lazy.
Jar sauce is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But making your own sauce is actually pretty easy, and it tastes so much better. You just need tomatoes, garlic, olive oil, and some herbs. I learned the recipe from my grandmother.
That's special, having a family recipe. I should learn some recipes from my mom. She makes the best chicken soup in the world. Whenever I'm sick or feeling down, I crave her chicken soup.
Aw, that's sweet. Comfort food is so important. For me, it's macaroni and cheese. Not the fancy kind, just the simple, creamy, cheesy kind that reminds me of being a kid.
Yes, everyone has that one food that brings back childhood memories. Mine is probably peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. So simple, but so good.
I love that you're not ashamed to admit you still eat PB&J sandwiches.
Why would I be ashamed? They're delicious. Sometimes the simplest foods are the best. You don't need expensive ingredients or complicated recipes to enjoy a meal.
That's so true. You know, I think our listeners who are learning English can relate to this conversation because everyone eats, everyone has favorite foods, and everyone has food memories. These are universal topics.
Excellent point. And notice how we're using everyday vocabulary. Words like grab, pack, rush, leftovers. This is how real people talk about their daily routines. It's not fancy language, but it's the language you actually need to know.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about something else that's part of everyday life. Work. John, what do you do for work?
I work in an office as a graphic designer. I create designs for advertisements, websites, and marketing materials. I really enjoy it because I get to be creative every day.
That sounds fun. Do you work from home or do you go to an office?
I do a hybrid schedule. I work from home 3 days a week and go to the office 2 days a week. It's a nice balance. I like having the flexibility to work from home, but I also enjoy going to the office sometimes to collaborate with my team.
That sounds ideal. I work from home full time, and honestly, I have mixed feelings about it. On one hand, I love not having to commute and being able to work in comfortable clothes. On the other hand, sometimes I feel isolated and miss the social interaction of an office.
I totally understand that. What do you do for work, Lara?
I'm a freelance writer. I write articles, blog posts, and content for various clients. It's flexible, which is great, but it also means I have to be very disciplined because there's no boss watching over me. John, that requires a lot of self-motivation. How do you structure your day when you work from home? Well, I try to keep a routine. I wake up, have my coffee, and then I start working around 9 o'clock. I take a lunch break around noon, then work until about 5 or 6 in the evening. But some days are harder than others. Sometimes I get distracted and end up watching videos online or cleaning my apartment instead of working. Laugh.
I think that happens to everyone who works from home. The temptation to do other things is always there. Do you have a home office or where do you work?
I have a small desk in my bedroom. It's not ideal because I read somewhere that you shouldn't work in the same room where you sleep, something about separating work and rest spaces, but my apartment is small, so I don't have many options.
Hey, you work with what you have. At least you have a dedicated workspace. When I work from home, I usually work at my dining table. I should probably set up a better home office, but I'm a bit lazy about it. Laughs.
We all are. As long as we get our work done, that's what matters, right? Now, what do you do after work? How do you spend your evenings? It depends on the day.
Some evenings I go to the gym for about an hour. I try to exercise at least 3 or 4 times a week. It helps me stay healthy and relieve stress from work.
That's great. I should exercise more. I keep saying I'll start a workout routine, but then I never do. Laugh. What kind of exercises do you do at the gym?
Mostly cardio and some weight training. I run on the treadmill for about 20 minutes, then I do some strength exercises. I'm not trying to become a bodybuilder or anything. I just want to stay fit and healthy.
That's a good approach. I prefer going for walks or doing yoga at home. Sometimes I follow yoga videos online. It's relaxing and doesn't require any special equipment.
Yoga is wonderful. I should try it. Everyone says it's great for flexibility and stress relief. Do you do it every day?
I wish. Laughs. I do it maybe 2 or 3 times a week when I remember. I'm not very consistent with it. What else do you do in the evenings?
After the gym, I usually make dinner and then I relax. I might watch a TV show, read a book, or call my family and friends. Pretty standard stuff. What about you?
Similar things. I love watching TV series. I'm currently binge watching a detective show. Do you know what binge watching means? It's when you watch many episodes of a show in a row, one after another.
Oh, yes, I'm familiar with binge watching. I do that too, especially on weekends. Which detective show are you watching?
It's called Mystery Town. Have you seen it? It's about a small town where mysterious things keep happening, and a detective tries to solve all the cases. It's so addictive.
I haven't seen that one, but it sounds interesting. I might check it out. I've been watching a cooking show lately. It's funny because I watch people cook amazing food while I eat my simple sandwich.
That's hilarious. I do the same thing. I watch cooking shows and then order pizza because I'm too lazy to actually cook. Speaking of weekends, what do you usually do on Saturdays and Sundays?
Weekends are my favorite. On Saturday mornings, I like to sleep in a bit, maybe until 8 or 9 o'clock, which is late for me. Then I do my weekly grocery shopping. It's not exciting, but it's necessary. What about you?
I'm definitely not a morning person on weekends. I usually wake up around 10 or 11, have a slow breakfast, and just enjoy not having to rush anywhere. It's the best feeling. I also do my grocery shopping on weekends, usually on Sunday.
Do you make a shopping list, or do you just wander around the store and grab whatever looks good?
I should make a list, but I usually don't. I just go to the store and buy whatever I think I need. Then I get home and realize I forgot something important, so I have to go back. It's not very efficient.
I used to do that too, but now I keep a list on my phone. Whenever I run out of something during the week, I add it to the list. Then when I go shopping, I just follow the list. It saves time and money because I don't buy random things I don't need.
That's smart. I really should start doing that. I waste so much money buying things on impulse. I see something that looks tasty and I throw it in my cart without thinking. Then half of it expires before I even use it.
We've all been there. The key is planning. But honestly, sometimes it's nice to just buy something spontaneously. Life doesn't always have to be perfectly planned, right?
Absolutely. A little spontaneity makes life more fun. Speaking of fun, do you do anything special on weekends or do you mostly stay home?
It varies. Sometimes I meet up with friends. We might go to a restaurant, watch a movie at the cinema, or just hang out at someone's apartment and play games. Other times, I prefer staying home and having a quiet weekend.
I love both options too. Sometimes I'm in the mood to be social, and other times I just want to stay in my pajamas all day and do nothing. Is that lazy?
Not at all. That's called self-care. Everyone needs rest days. We can't be productive and social all the time. Sometimes doing nothing is exactly what we need.
Thank you for saying that. I always feel a bit guilty when I have a lazy day, but you're right, it's necessary. Do you have any hobbies, John?
Yes, I love photography. I take my camera to different places around the city and photograph interesting buildings, people, nature, anything that catches my eye. It's relaxing and creative.
That's a wonderful hobby. Do you share your photos anywhere, like on social media?
I have an Instagram account where I post some of my favorite shots. It's nothing professional, I just do it for fun. But it's nice to share my perspective with others and see their comments. What about you? Do you have hobbies?
I love reading. I read almost every night before bed. It helps me relax and forget about work stress. I mostly read fiction, novels, mysteries, sometimes romance. Books are like little escapes from reality, you know?
I completely understand. Reading is amazing. I don't read as much as I'd like to, but when I do, I really enjoy it. What book are you reading right now?
Right now, I'm reading a fantasy novel about a magical kingdom. It's the third book in the series, and I can't put it down. I stay up too late reading every night because I want to know what happens next.
That's the sign of a good book. When you can't stop reading, you know the author did something right. Do you ever read English books to practice your English?
Oh, that's actually a great tip for our listeners. Yes, reading in English is an excellent way to improve your vocabulary and grammar naturally. Start with simple books or books you've already read in your native language so you understand the story. Then gradually move to more challenging books.
Exactly. And the same goes for TV shows and movies. Watching content in English, even with subtitles at first, helps you get used to how English sounds, the rhythm of the language, and common expressions.
Yes. And podcasts like ours, laughs. We're helping people learn English through natural conversations. That's the whole purpose of our channel.
Speaking of which, we should remind our listeners again, if you're enjoying this podcast and finding it helpful, please subscribe to our channel. We create these episodes with love and care, and your support means everything to us.
And hit that like button. It's such a small action, but it helps us so much. It tells us that you appreciate our content and want to see more of it. Plus, it helps other English learners find our channel.
And share this episode with anyone you know who's learning English, maybe a classmate, a coworker, a friend, or a family member. Learning together is more fun.
Absolutely. Now, John, before we finish today's episode, I want to ask you, what's your favorite thing about everyday life? Like, what small daily moment makes you happy?
That's a lovely question. Let me think. I would say my favorite moment is drinking my morning coffee while looking out the window. It's peaceful, quiet, and it's like a small meditation before the busy day starts. What about you?
For me, it's the moment when I finish work for the day and I can finally relax. I usually make a cup of tea, sit on my couch, and just breathe. That transition from work mode to relaxation mode feels so good.
Those small moments of peace are so important. I think people often overlook them because they're searching for big, exciting moments. But happiness is often found in these simple, everyday experiences.
That's beautifully said, John. And you know what? This conversation we're having right now, This is also an everyday moment. Two people talking, sharing stories, laughing together. These are the moments that make life rich and meaningful.
Absolutely. And we hope our listeners feel like they're part of this conversation too. We want you to feel like you're sitting here with us, chatting like friends. That's the magic of language. It connects us.
Well said. All right, everyone, we're approaching the end of today's episode. We've talked about morning routines, food, work, hobbies, and everyday moments that make us happy. We hope you enjoyed this conversation and learned some useful English along the way.
Remember, learning English doesn't have to be boring or stressful. It can be fun, natural, and enjoyable, just like chatting with friends. That's what we try to create here on Your Everyday Life.
So keep practicing, keep listening, keep learning, and most importantly, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are part of the learning process. Every mistake teaches you something new.
Perfectly said, Lara. Before we go, let's remind everyone one more time. Subscribe to our channel, give this video a thumbs up, and share it with your friends who are learning English. We appreciate every single one of you.
We really do. Your support allows us to keep creating these episodes and helping more people learn English through real, authentic conversations. Thank you for being here today with us.
And we'll see you in the next episode. Until then, keep practicing your English, enjoy your everyday life, and remember, you're doing great.
Bye, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
Goodbye. Take care.
See you next time.